What if I told you Apple is about to release a phone so thin it almost doesn't feel real in your hand, yet powerful enough to rival last year's Pro models? Would you believe it? Well, the iPhone 17 lineup is just around the corner, and this year, there are some big surprises. If you stick with me until the end of this video, you lines know exactly which iPhone could be worth your money and which one you might want to skip. So keep watching because this is not just another routine upgrade. The standard iPhone 17 looks very familiar. It's basically the iPhone 16's twin. With the same design and the same overall feel, Apple is playing it safe here, though they are freshening things up with new colors like a light blue, a bright lime green, and a softer pink. Add those to the usual black and silver, and you've got a lineup that feels fresh but still recognizable. Now let's talk about the Pro models because that's where things start to shift. If you flip the phone over, the Apple logo sits lower than before, lined up with a new shape on the back. The magnets inside have been repositioned, most likely to help with heat control or maybe even to enable a new feature like reverse wireless charging. Imagine setting your AirPods down on the back of your iPhone and watching them charge. That could finally happen, and here's a curveball. The Pro frame, which has been titanium, could switch to aluminum. Yes, aluminum, it won't sound as premium, but it does mean the phone will feel lighter. And honestly, a lighter Pro iPhone doesn't sound like a bad deal at all. Colors include silver, black, a sleek midnight blue, and a warm peachy orange. That orange shade has the kind of vibe that could take off instantly. But the spotlight this year is the iPhone 17 Air. Apple is reportedly replacing the Plus with a model so thin it almost seems unreal. We're talking 5.5 millimeters. That's thinner than Samsung's latest flagships. And the weight, almost identical to the iPhone 13 mini. Imagine a device that feels feather-light but has nearly the same screen size as last year's S Plus model. Pastel colors give it a soft, modern look. If you've been wishing for a big phone that doesn't weigh down your pocket, this could be the one. On the display side, the Pro models are holding steady. 6.3 inches for the 17 Pro, 6.9 for the Pro Max, with all the usual perks. ADTO promotion, always on, and extreme brightness that can hit 2000 nits. Nothing shocking, but solid. The real story is that the regular iPhone 17 and the Air are finally jumping to 120 Hz. No more 60 Hz frustration, scrolling and gaming will feel smooth at last. Sure, it's not adaptive, so no always on, but it's still a huge leap forward for the base iPhones. Performance-wise, every model carries the new A19 chip. The standard 17 and the Air will have either 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM, depending on configuration. The Air might even use a slightly dialed down A19 Pro, keeping it just below the real Pro lineup. The Pro and Pro Max will, of course, run the full A19 Pro with 12 gigs of RAM. Expect around 15 to 20% more power compared to last year. It's not earth-shattering, but enough to keep Apple in front. There's also buzz about vapor chamber cooling. Some reports claim all models will get it, others say just the Pros. Either way, cooler phones mean better sustained performance when gaming or editing video. Now let's talk cameras. The iPhone 17 sticks to the same setup as last year. A 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a 12-megapixel ultrawide. The Air could take a different route with only one rear camera, just the main 48-megapixel sensor. That might bother some people, but for everyday shots, it should be more than enough. The Pros get the fun upgrades. A new telephoto lens capable of continuous zoom between 5 and 8 times, and this time with 48 megapixels of resolution. Zoom photos could look sharper than ever. Some leaks say this upgrade may only reach the Pro Max, which wouldn't be a surprise, and it's not just the back cameras. Every iPhone in the lineup is finally moving from 12 to 24 megapixels on the selfie camera. If you've been waiting for sharper front-facing shots, this year is your year. Battery life also gets attention. The iPhone 17 stays similar to last year. The Air will have around 2900 mAh, but with a special steel encased design to help keep it cool and improve charging. The 17 Pro jumps up to 3,700, while the Pro Max reaches a massive 5,000. The Pro Max will be thicker than before, but honestly, more battery is always welcome. Charging speeds climb to 35 watts across the lineup, so top-ups should be quicker. There are a few extra touches too. Reverse wireless charging may finally go public, though likely on the Pro models. Pro phones may also get a new anti-reflective screen coating, making them more scratch-resistant. SIM trays could vanish in more countries, starting with Europe, as Apple continues its push toward eSIM. And Apple is working on its own Wi-Fi chips, which could cut power use while keeping speeds high. Now let's talk prices. Expect about $50 more across the board. That means $849 for the iPhone 17, $949 for the Air, $1,049 for the Pro, and $1,249 for the Pro Max. The official event is set for Tuesday, September 9th at 10 in the morning Pacific time. Pre-orders should open that Friday, with deliveries beginning on the 19th. So here's the real question: which one is right for you? The Air is perfect if you want thin, light, and unique. The Pro Max is for those who want the ultimate camera and the biggest battery. The Pro sits neatly in between with a lighter frame and new color choices, and the regular iPhone 17? It finally feels complete thanks to that smooth 120Hz display. Apple's lineup this year is about choice: slim and light, big and powerful, or steady and familiar. And that's what makes this year's release so exciting. Now tell me in the comments, which iPhone 17 would you go for? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the hands-on coverage coming soon.